aggregating media. You know, if you've studied my talks and my thinking and what it is that I'm trying to do, if you figured it out, you'll know that one of the things I'm always referring to is videos and videos and videos and videos and multimedia. And the bottom line is we're going to be moving from a text-driven to a multimedia-driven web, and from a typing to a touching web. With and this is something I've been saying for quite a while, but it's happening. It's finally happening, and the evidence is there. And the iPhone is a good example of that. One of the things that we're still missing, and one of the big questions, is aggregating media. And what does that mean? What is aggregating? Aggregating simply means basically sorting it, understanding it, so that you can deliver it. And ultimately, there's so much multimedia out there. And when I say multimedia or media, I'm referring to 60 years of public television, global. Let me look in the camera. Global. All right. And, everything else. All your social, so the question that I've been thinking and puzzling is in which I've been puzzling over now for a number of years, is how do you go about doing that? How do you go about aggregating 60 years of global television? How do you go about aggregating media, multimedia? How do you do it? So the simple solution is, in my mind, is to create a fun, usable tool that people will watch their multimedia on and interact with it. Because and the thing is, what's important is to understand how they interact with it. See, that's what's important. If I go to YouTube, the only thing they're really there's a couple things. They're aggregating basically probably whether you're clicking on it or not. I doubt they're aggregating how long you're watching the video. I doubt that. Maybe. They're probably aggregating, stars and other stuff, which, half the people respond or don't respond. Now, we want to really take it a step further. And one of the things that's always aggravated me was the aggravation. Not very good for a dyslexic person. Anyway, is really how much effort I have to do to interact with it. So what we want to do, so the idea with aggregating, I'm not going to really talk about how we're going to solve it, but really talking about it is really being able to basically, in a way, put in a database, and in a usable database. And really what's important for us, because how you interact with media is how someone else probably will interact with it. And if we know about who you are, right, then we could probably make a good guess on whether someone else, because in reality we're very similar. We do things very similar. We're not as different as people think we are. There's lots of evidence that shows that. I mean, pretty much, we're pretty predictable, and that's true from forecasts and everything else. So aggregating multimedia is really the one thing that we are missing to flatten global education. And that's kind of the holy grail, I would say, for flattening education. So we're rolling out a startup. We'll see how it goes. A lean startup. What does a lean startup mean? It means basically every person that I have on that startup owns that company. They're on a month or 3 month probation. That anytime I can say, no, it's just not working out, you're gone. So, and they're earning equity. So they're owning ownership in the company for achieving measurable milestones. What's a measurable milestone? Oh, coming up with a theme, like you'll see on the website. Coming up with prototypes, and helping develop documentation and participating in meetings. All of these are measurable things. So, how much equity have we given out so far? Less than 1%. And I'm the same boat. Just because I'm the owner doesn't mean all of a sudden I own 100%. No, I don't. I earn equity like everyone else. So I don't have the most equity in the company. I think I have 0.14% or something like that. So but for all of us, it really isn't. We don't give a crap about the equity, because ultimately we care about the technology, what we're developing. We care about aggregating multimedia, and we want to do it. It's all about doing it. And if we make a buck, we make a buck. That's our attitude. It's about doing a cool thing for the world, or cool product that we can look back and say, hey, we fucking did this. And that's what's important. So, I'm looking for folks. I'm looking for developers predominantly. I don't need any business people. Unless you want to write a friggin' business plan, don't talk to me. I don't need marketers. I don't need anything. I need developers. So I spent the day setting up some fisheries to identify developers. Anyway, take care.